And I feel really good when I don't drink. But then
Yeah.
there's a social aspect that you said, and like I have to remember that it's mind, body, spirit, right? It's not just body. And
Nope.
like
It's all three.
yeah, and socializing is important to your spirit.
Mhm.
Hi, I'm Jenny,
Hi, I'm Portia.
and you're listening to The
The
Queendustry.
Queendustry. Woo
Woo,
woo.
woo, pew, 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 where we teach you all about wellness, lifestyle, the entertainment industry, and in general, just how to be a boss ass
Okay,
bitch.
bitch. Ow.
Ow.
Or a happy one.
Happy one, yeah. How to live your life in peace and mind your own fucking business and
Right. And
yeah.
live in serenity.
So today actually is really relevant. We're talking about health and wellness and what we do to achieve balance in our lives. So where do we want to start with this?
Well, I guess we can start, what's your fitness routine?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fitness. Yeah. Fitness. I was just talking to my trainer today and I realized it's been 2 years, right, since the pandemic hit. And I haven't been in well, I gave up my gym membership when it closed. And then when they came back, I wasn't ready yet to go back. And now I'm going to like the private gym just for training. But I realized I hadn't touched a barbell
Yeah.
in 2 years, and I do miss that. But I've been learning to work with like body weights and
Okay.
now we have like the little dumbbells and stuff in our apartment.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I think it's just having consistency, like moving in some way every day. Doesn't have to be the circuit necessarily. But what about you?
That's true. Well, I have been consistently exercising. I actually, when the pandemic started, I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship. I gained weight, and
That'll do it. They get a breakup. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
and
okay though. It's like
right. I was
you
like, I'm
need
gonna
that
get
moment, to just yeah.
right. I was like, I want to get back fit. So I actually did get fit. I lost the weight. I got fit the first 6 months within the pandemic, and then I don't know what happened. It was like after December, I think the holidays rolled around and I
Oh
ended up
yeah.
gaining a lot of weight. Like I gained about like 25 pounds. And it took me I didn't exercise from December 2020 up until June. And like just starting to get back into that phase was really hard. It was like the gyms finally opened back up. And I would go in and I would just look at the equipment and I was like, I can't, I'm just going to go sit in the hot tub. Like I can't even think about this right now. 'Cause it's a lot of work, but thankfully I had a friend at the time. Cause at that time my job relocated from Beverly Hills to Long Beach. So I was living in Long Beach at that time and I met a trainer there who happened to be my neighbor. And
Synchronicity.
the
It's all yeah.
synchronicity of it all. He happened to be, it's like God knew. It's like, you're going to go to Long Beach and we're going to make sure you meet a trainer. And he happened to be Jamaican. So I was like, oh my God. Like, so it was perfect. And, he helped me get back into the groove
Mhm.
of things. And since from June up until now, I've been consistently working out. And yeah, I think it shows. So
Yeah, you look great.
thank you. I've
You
lost.
always look great, but
Thank you. Thank
but
you, Jen.
I can tell you have this glow, like, you feel great.
Yeah, because when you move your body, it removes stagnant energy. It
Mhm.
lifts your spirit. Emotionally, you feel better. You feel like you can conquer anything in the world. And then when you nourish your body with whole foods
Mhm.
and just foods that are high in energy, it just makes you feel a lot better. And, I love that feeling. So I think now I don't think I'm ever going to stop again. Like I'm just going to be consistent at it.
Nice.
So
What are
that's
some of what are
hmm,
some of those foods, the whole foods that lift you? I'm
that I'm
curious, like
eating.
what raises that energy?
Well, eating things that aren't processed. You can have
Mhm.
some processed things. Like I eat frozen fruits. I eat frozen vegetables. And just because that it's cost effective and it saves you
Mhm.
money,
I
but
do it
it's
too. Yeah, Costco, I
yeah,
buy the
it's
big
still
bag.
good for you. But like the bad processed foods like pizza in a box, corn dogs, like things like that are low vibrational. And if you're not exercising, like that, it will literally make you feel like ish. So I would definitely say buy things in produce. If you're going to buy processed foods, let it be healthy processed foods.
What are some healthy? Oh, like frozen vegetables.
Yeah, like the frozen vegetables, frozen potatoes, you know, they can be seasoned potatoes. So it doesn't have to be nasty, but just not like those really, really oversaturated, overprocessed stuff is not good.
Yes,
even the cereals, you know, like I don't eat regular cereal anymore. Like I really want Lucky Charms, but I don't do it because it's so much sugar.
I remember those days. Like, I don't eat that kind of cereal anymore. I do eat oatmeal though. Is oatmeal, would that be considered
oatmeal oatmeal is great, especially if you get steel cut oats.
Yeah, that's the one I get from Costco, the big bag.
Yeah, those are perfect. Those are really, really good for you, and it's filling. Yeah, so I would say that. And then I'm not vegan. I used to be vegan. I was vegan when I lost that weight at the first half of the beginning of the pandemic. It was because I was vegan. I wasn't in a gym, but I lost the weight because I was eating vegan. But I'm not vegan anymore.
Because I'm the same. Yeah, I was vegan for like, and now I'm kind of like dialing back a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. As long as you're eating healthy food, you know, like for me, it's fish now. So I'm flexing it right now. So I still majority, if I have an option, I will eat vegetables. So let's say 90% I'm eating a vegetarian or plant-based diet. And then the other 10% I'll be flexing it. I'll have a salmon, you know, I have shrimp. So yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it's very similar. We're kind of similar because and we've talked about this, but I went vegan. Well, I've been like some sort of vegetarian for a while, like for probably the last 10 years or so, or maybe longer, but I went in and out. There are like a few moments where I switched to pescatarian. I did that for a few years, and that's with fish. And that actually, I really enjoyed the taste of fish. And I don't eat it that much either, but I like that. Yeah, I like sushi, and a lot of Asian food has fish. But I went vegan when the pandemic hit, and I surprisingly really liked it. And so I like didn't really want to stop. It's kind of nice.
Being vegan, it can be lit, but it's very strict.
Yeah, and it was nice to have. It sounds weird, but I sometimes like rules because it helps me stay focused. Like, because then I just know, like, okay, this is what I'm going to eat, and it made it easier to make choices, I guess, for what I wanted to eat.
Right.
But recently, very recently, probably like a month ago, I decided, let me open it back up again and see. I'm not like eating a whole lot of. I opened it back up to pescatarian. I'm not eating like land meat. I don't know animals, I guess, but and I'm mostly not eating cheese or dairy, but I'm not as strict anymore. Like if it's in something, before I just wouldn't touch it. But now I'm like, okay, well, if I'm on set and there's like the catering, now I have more options. So it opens it up a little more.
Yeah.
And I have added salmon a little bit back into my diet. But I don't know. I go back and forth because I've heard good things about both. But what really made me decide to switch back is I heard something about how the vegan lifestyle is healthy, no question, right? Everyone knows it's healthy, but they were saying that it's healthy for short term, but maybe long term, it might be good to have some meat every now and then.
Yes.
And there's all sorts of different schools with that. And we're not scientists, right? But after hearing that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'll try opening it up. We'll see. Yeah. But
why we're glowing.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I realized is a lot of vegan foods are highly processed. Like you mentioned, highly processed foods. And it's weird. It's a double-edged sword because vegan, like vegetables are not processed, right? But a lot of times people will make substitutes for vegan people. And that's what they serve. Instead of the plain vegetables, they'll make a fake meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The meat is like the
I just had a Beyond Burger for lunch. But I try not to eat that stuff too much.
There's a lot of additives in those.
Yeah.
It's overly
I was craving a burger. I would prefer if they have veggie burgers instead, like veggie patties that are just like mushed with veggies. Or like a mushroom burger. Usually I'll go for that. Like the Beyond is not my first choice, but if that's the only vegan option, I sometimes eat it.
Yeah. I get it. Well,
look, Look, we're not perfect. Okay. We're just figuring it out.
Not perfect, but we are experienced. We can, tell you about each lifestyle and how it impacted us positively and negatively. And, you guys can make a decision for yourselves, with what you want to do. It depends on where you're at, in your life. So, yeah.
What about like coffee and alcohol?
Okay.
Oh,
I like them both. Yeah, I like them both. I will have alcohol in social settings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily, coming home and like drinking glasses of wine because I don't think it's beneficial. People say it's good for your heart, but I don't believe so. But it's definitely cool, when you're in a social setting, you're networking or you're having fun, a little buzz, a little something.
A little social lubricant.
Yeah, a social lubricant.
Another lubricant.
That's funny.
You've never heard that term? I didn't make it up. I don't.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So yeah, and I do enjoy coffee. I've limited it. I'm not running to Starbucks every day and getting the super sugary drinks, but I do go to the store and I buy the dark roast Starbucks. And I will mix some agave with a little bit of hot water. Like that will be my little simple syrup. And I'll add oat milk and it's still satisfying without all that added sugar. So it's just finding the things that you like and making it healthier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I go back and forth on coffee and alcohol too. Because and I think lately I've been like trying to, because, people say all sorts of different things. There's experts say this, experts say that, and they're all differing. So I never really know.
How do you feel?
So I'm trying to tune into that because I gave up alcohol last year, but not on like a forever necessarily thing. Just like I was like, let me try it and see. And I feel really good when I don't drink. But then there's a social aspect that you said, and like I have to remember that it's mind, body, spirit, right? It's not just body. And like
all three.
And socializing is important to your spirit. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want to neglect that part of me either. But I'm just trying to discern before I jump back into it. I'm trying to discern how much of that is like peer pressure and how much of that is like what I really want. It's so hard to figure out.
But I really want a martini. Okay. I really want gin and vodka.
But yeah, coffee is the same thing. I feel like, we're as a society, like we love coffee, so, and I love coffee, but I also felt better when I cut it out. So, and I haven't cut out coffee completely. I'll have it like once a week, but I cut it out of my routine. Like it used to be like every morning I'd have it. Now I'll have it every now and then, but I miss it. But I also like how I feel without it. So I'm like, I don't know. Not sure, but
girl, drink your coffee.
I think I might just keep it every now and then. I don't want to feel dependent every day,
Yeah.
I was getting like that for a while.
Okay, so you were having a coffee addiction. Like, was it like stopping the way that you're able to focus? Like, what were the negative side effects?
It was weird because I started feeling like every morning I had to drink it before I could really be alert, and then even after I drank it, I wasn't really alert, but it just kept me. It keeps you at a baseline. So it almost feels like it makes it so that you don't fall asleep, but you're also not fully there.
Right.
But now that I don't drink it all the time, I feel like most of the time I'm like fully there. And then every now and then I just like today I had some coffee. I just like wanted it. But I made sure to check in with myself and was like, it's not because I feel tired.
Right.
I think I was starting to like drink it as a crutch, and I don't want to do that. But today I was like, I would just like some. Like I'm well rested. I don't need it. I'm just gonna drink some.
Yeah, you just want to indulge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good place to be. Just knowing that it's like you have control now of your emotions and like your triggers. So I think that's really dope because coffee does have a tendency to make people not focus. And I think it's
weird, right? Because that's counterintuitive. You would think it would make you focus.
Right. So now that we were talking about this, it's coming back to me. I did watch a documentary some time ago, and coffee, the fungus that's in coffee is what's making people go like off and have like ADHD and can't focus and have,
Whoa.
it's the fungus in
The
coffee.
fungus?
And
There's fungus in coffee?
there's fungus
I
in
didn't know
coffee.
that.
It's supposed to be, yeah, they're not going to tell you marketing.
Wait,
Like,
let's give me the name of this documentary because I want to watch it.
I have to find a documentary, but now that I did read it, and then at a certain point, I stopped drinking Starbucks because I used to like always get the K cups. And yeah, for a minute, I was just like, organic coffee. It has to be organic. Because when it's not organic, there's no regulations of like how much fungus like they're going to take out. It's kind of like, well, there's no regulations. So like they're going to just send over whatever coffee and there's going to be fungus in it and they don't care. They're just going to ship it off.
Wow,
So in Europe,
there was fungus in coffee. That's a new
yes,
for me.
it's not lie. You're going to have to look this up.
Gosh.
So in Europe, they have strict regulations about how much fungus can be in coffee. And the ones that they can't sell to Europe, guess where they ship it to?
Oh, to us, baby.
And it's the Starbucks coffee. It's the Pete's coffee. It's all the favorite brands that we love. So maybe you don't have to give up coffee. Maybe you should just make sure you drink organic coffee.
Oh, that's probably why coffee in Europe tastes better too. If they're sending the better stuff there, that makes sense.
Yeah, the foods are just way better in Europe.
They're more like natural.
It doesn't taste as good because there aren't as many additives and stuff. But that's another double-edged sword. That's what I vividly remember from when I visited Europe. I vividly remember the food not tasting that great.
Oh, really? I guess it depends where. Where were you? Where'd you go?
Well, I was in Milton Keyes. I have family that lives there, and I was in the London area, just trying out different foods. It does not taste the same.
Like
you
bland?
can go to it. Yes, it's bland. Like they don't use seasoning. That's what it is.
Maybe it's because it's white people.
I don't know. White people.
I'm just kidding. Edit that part out.
That is funny. I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but no. In all seriousness, I think different. Because London, I would think British food does tend to have a bland.
It's very
bland. But like French food, I don't feel like it's bland. Yeah.
No, I've never had French food in the French, like actually there, so I wouldn't know.
I feel like when I was in France, I felt like the food felt way more natural, and like you go to the farmer's market to buy your produce, and everything felt more fresh. Yeah. So I felt like I didn't feel like it was bland, but there are some flavors, like the milk is different because it's not pasteurized, but that's supposedly more natural. Like we pasteurize it, so we're used to the taste. But after I had the non-pasteurized, I realized, like as a kid, I didn't like it, but now I realize like it tastes more fresh. It's just like fresh from the cow. Yeah, you know. And like Italian food is not bland. You know, I think different places, but yeah, British food tends to just be bland.
Very
I think.
I remember there's this place over on Magnolia. Mm-hmm. And they serve fish and chips. And I just knew, I was like, I just want some fish and chips, like how I had it when I was in London. And then I got it from there and it was so bland. And I was like, wait, maybe it's just a thing. Like, yeah, like from Europe, there's no seasoning. And I was so mad. I was like, this was bland. You know, they responded to me on Facebook. Anywho, that's just a joke.
Funny.
But yeah. But the food's better. I'd rather have the food
natural.
Over there. It's natural. It's healthier for you. They have more additives that aren't allowed to be put in foods there. So in general, the food is just healthier.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like sometimes the food industry here scares me. Like often I just feel like they don't have our best interest in mind. Like they're really just thinking about the dollar sign. And like
the bottom line, all of it.
Yeah, that's what we eat every day. So I'm like, well, that's crazy. But there's only so much, like, I guess we try to eat natural but even like the veggies and the produce and it's all regulated. It's all like under the same, like the companies, right? Like, so sometimes, sometimes I feel like there's only so much we can do. They kind of have a chokehold on it, but we can just do our best, I guess. Or just grow our own food.
Grow your own food if you can. If you have access to a garden, I definitely have access right now. I haven't planted anything, so I don't know. I gotta call my mama. She plants stuff. in our home in Florida. But,
Nice.
it's easier there. It's tropical weather.
Yeah.
It's so dry here. Like, we don't even know if we're going to have water. Excuse me.
Cool. Okay, so what else? So diet, working out. Oh, what about sleep? We should talk about sleep for sure, because I think that's a
Sleep,
really important part of
sleep is
balance.
very, 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 very important. I would say try to get your 8 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't get your 8 hours in, I would say try to get your no less than 6.
What about people who say like, "Oh, that's impossible. I have so much work to do." Like, what would you say to them?
That's why you're miserable.
Yeah, like that's why you have so much work to do. Actually, I
Yeah.
heard that recently. People saying you think that you're more productive, like this. Okay, like the studio, right? I used to hate this when
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, like I'm all night at the studio, no sleep."
Yeah.
But then I used to work in studios, and the people who would come in all night, half the time they would smoke and drink, and then like 2 hours before their session is over, like let's get to work. I was like, "Are you really
Right.
being productive?"
No.
So I think that with less time, you actually learn to focus more. So if you know, like, this is my work hours, when I'm done, I'm going to rest. Most of
Yeah.
the time, you actually get more done.
Facts.
Yeah, it's just a way of looking at it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
would
used to
say,
think that too, like stay up, stay up, stay up.
yeah.
But it's hard to focus that way.
I'm a day walker. I do not like to be up at night. Like
I'm
I
in
would
between. I'm like, I want to get that way, but I often find myself up at
I'm
night.
a day walker. But I know eventually I'm gonna have to find some balance with that just because of the nature of our business, so which is fine. But as long as there is healthy balance, it's whatever.
Yeah.
As long as I can sleep somewhere and be at peace, I'll be fine. But
I think naps
go ahead.
also help, because sometimes when I really can't get the full sleep cycles in,
Yeah.
I'll take a nap, and that helps like
Yeah.
kick a little energy back in.
Yeah. And then if you're a person like me who exercises a lot, if you want to see results quickly, you will need to get rest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's exercise, clean diet, and getting rest so that your body can rejuvenate itself. So
True. Yeah, that's true.
You look better. Like the face not sunken in, you don't have craters everywhere, your spirit's lighter. Like, find some sleep, get some power naps in if you can. Make the time.
Yeah, I think sleep, we know obviously the benefits for the body, but I think also for the mind, right? Like
mind.
I think this might maybe get a little woo-woo, but I find that when I sleep, that's when you're like even in your dreams, that's when your like subconscious is working and healing and thinking about all the things you want. And you need to give it that time to do that. It's like checking in with yourself. Like, are we still focused on our goals? But if you're not sleeping, you're kind of missing out on that time where your subconscious can just kind of dream and think about where you're going, if that makes sense.
Yeah. My experience is a little bit different because I make sure that I get the rest that my body needs. But I'm finding myself when I go to sleep, it's like I take on everything that's going on in the world and during the day. It's like it gets inserted into my dreams. And it comes like prophecies, but it's like sometimes like recently it's been like of like bad things that might happen. It's almost like a prophecy. And I'm just like, I wake up like, what am I supposed to do with this information?
So so that's so interesting that you said that, because I think I naturally, like if I'm not intentional about dreaming or anything, that's what happened. I think normal. That's how we all are, because we take what happened during the day and our brain processes it. But lately I heard something that like said when you're sleeping, that's a good time for yourself to like implant things in your subconscious to help you with your manifestations or visualizations. And if you just let it go based on what happened during the day, if the day didn't go well or if there's anxieties or worries, it's going to seep into your subconscious. So a trick I learned is before you fall asleep, like instead of letting yourself drift off, letting it go wherever, to like focus on your goal then, like your visualization, and let yourself fall asleep in that. And I've been it's hard because my brain wants to wander, especially when you're tired. Like the first thing that when I fall asleep and I close my eyes, or not asleep
I'm just
yet,
out.
yeah, and I close my eyes, but I start thinking about the stuff during the day, right? But I try to now like shift it and like at least try for a little bit to think about what you want instead. And I found that kind of works because then you don't wake up all anxious. You wake up like having thought about the thing you want. But
Yeah.
I was like that too, and I think naturally I do that. I will think about the things that I'm worried about. We all do. Yeah.
But do anything come true? Because like
Girl, yes.
coming true. And I'm like,
do it, try it. You'll see. Yeah, stuff has been coming.
I'm gonna try that because I don't want to be the person.
Commercial that I like did that with that. So I like for one example, I had an audition, and then I was like, let me try doing this, and I fell asleep thinking I got on a veil, which means like they hold your schedule. So before you get booked, you get on a veil. But sometimes if you're not the main person, they'll put you on a veil too, so you don't know for sure. So I first imagined that. I got the avail. I was like, okay, this is good. And then I didn't hear back for a few days. And I was like, okay, don't stress. I'm going to keep trying this. And I keep thinking when I fall asleep, like seeing like booked, like getting a text from my agent. I kept seeing that. And then yesterday I found out I booked it. So coincidence or falling asleep with the vision? I don't know, but it's worth a try, right?
I'm gonna try that. That's another level of visualization. Like usually, like everyone knows to make a vision board, but so I guess at nighttime, look at your vision board, and then before you go to sleep, you just meditate on that, and then you say, "This is going to happen. This will happen," and then I'm going to try that.
Yeah, and then I have to give credit to where I heard it from because it's this guy named Neville Goddard. Phenomenal works and like weirdly underknown, I feel like. But he was from he was born in like 1905 or something. I might have shared him with you, but I'll send you some of his stuff. And we can put it in the notes. But he has a lot of books, but The Law and the Promise is really good. It gives a lot of examples for people who this has happened for. But the idea, because you said think about it will happen, so you want to change it from will to like you're already there. So you have to, it's like a dream almost, right? You're visualizing yourself in it already. But yeah, besides it's happened for so many things, even for like people texting me and like even things I accidentally, like if I fall asleep, that's why I'm like, you got to be mindful. Cause I've fallen asleep just like thinking about something, not on purpose. And then it happens. So yeah, you want to try to not think about worries, I think, when you sleep.
Yeah. But it's like you and I are spiritual people. So I feel like when we're at rest, spirit comes to us in dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It could be a loved one. It can be, it could be someone sent from God, an angel to give you a message. Yeah. So I'm very alert, especially when you have, what do you call those dreams? When you're conscious that you're in them and
lucid dreams.
Lucid dreams. Yeah. Yeah. Every night I wake up, I remember all my dreams. I don't even jot them down anymore. I'm like, oh wow, that happened.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just try that. Try thinking about the thing that you want. So the idea, it's called the law of assumption. So you like pick a scenario where the thing already happened. So you're not thinking of it's going to happen. It's like, for example, if it's you want to get a job or something, then you can imagine like someone congratulating you and like, oh, congratulations on your recent job. So it already happened.
Yeah.
It has to be like it already happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for sure.
Yeah. Watch it change your life. I'm excited for you.
I'm going to come back with $1 million next week.
Share the love. I put you on. Cool. Yeah. So, okay. Sleep, diet, fitness, substances, I guess, caffeine and alcohol. Make sure we're healthy with those. And what else? Anything else we're missing?
Skincare.
That's right.
Balance.
What's your skincare routine?
Well, it's foundational. Well, my foundation is a healthy diet. I drink a lot of water. I drink lemon water.
Do you drink alkaline water?
I used to drink alkaline water, but now I'm just drinking purified or spring water because it's more accessible where I am. But in some areas, alkaline water, you can go to the store and just,
Yeah, yeah.
have alkaline. So I would drink alkaline,
I think
but
you could mix it
no.
with baking soda too. I haven't tried that, but I've
What?
seen stuff online. Yeah. I haven't tried it that way, but I think you could just sprinkle baking. I mean, check it out because I don't know how much to sprinkle, but supposedly you
I
can
gotta,
sprinkle some in
I
your
gotta,
water.
yeah, let me find that recipe. I never heard of that one, but yeah. I mean, some people say that you can just literally put like a lemon in your water
Yeah, I've
and
heard that
that
too.
makes it alkaline.
I
So
think
I do
so,
that.
yeah.
I have lemon trees outside, so
Oh,
I
nice.
harvest my own lemons, and so
There
I've
you
been
go.
drinking lemon water.
Nice.
Yeah, and exercise is foundational. Um, Making sure that I'm washing my face with a really good wash. Just it's a simple wash that I do. And my biggest hack is to make sure that you have an SPF that's
Mm.
at least SPF 30.
Mm-hmm.
Anything higher than that, SPF 30 gives you about like 90% sun protection from harmful UVA rays that causes premature wrinkling. So to make sure to maintain your youthfulness, an SPF sunscreen, that's what you need to use every single day, like face, neck, hands. And I think that alone has been like a contributing factor, like to maintaining, nice, good looking skin. So,
Nice.
and then I love serums.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my skincare routine. Maybe I'll show more of it in the future with some of the products that I use.
What's serums? I've never used. Is that like you just rub it on or?
Yeah. So serum is basically, well, it depends on what type of serum. You can have a vitamin C serum. You can have a retinol serum. You can have a serum with peptides and vitamin A. So I like collagen serums and I like a good peptide serum. And those things keep your skin plump. And
I gotta try that.
It helps with your youthfulness. So
nice.
I would like
to flawless.
Thank you. I'm working on some things because everyone compliments me on my skin. Partially it's genetics, but at the same time, skincare is also maintenance. Like it's not like a 1, 2, 3 thing. Like you have perfect skin. It's like a routine, like anything else.
Yeah.
So you have to be committed and consistent.
True. My problem is, I think in general, my skin is okay. But when I do get a pimple, sorry if this is gross, but I can't resist like popping it. And it always makes it bad. And I never learned my lesson.
Everybody pops their pimples.
What do you do? Like, how do you help it go away faster without like popping it?
Well, I'm sorry, I popped my pimples.
You just pop it? So they just heal up? Because mine sometimes leaves scars.
Well, the thing is, in certain people, it leaves hyperpigmentation.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So,
I got to stop doing that.
So I wouldn't pop it if you're prone to hyperpigmentation. I would just eat healthy, drink more water. It's usually about the things that you're eating, making sure that you're washing.
100%. I noticed that,
because you're DJing a lot, so I'm pretty sure you're wearing makeup all the time. When you get home, you're probably like, I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah,
like I'm going to bed.
It is.
Am I on face? Like
I noticed I get them more if I eat like fries. I had fries today, so I better watch out.
Fried food is good.
But if I
and
if
soda,
I eat fried foods and sugar, and if I have a lot of coffee, like one is probably not that bad, but if I like have a long day and I'm drinking a lot of caffeine that day, like for sure by the end of the day I'm already like there's a new pimple like from that coffee.
Right.
So foods for sure.
It's definitely foods. Fried
masks right now are.
The mask will definitely do it. Even I broke out a little bit, like from wearing the mask, like I broke out. And the only thing you can do about that is just to wash. You have to make sure you wash your face.
Yeah.
At night.
That's true.
And in the
morning.
I
did try getting some silk masks. They feel much better. I think they're helping a little. It's not completely gone away. Like I still sometimes if I have it on all day, I'll still like see a pimple or something. But But
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta not touch it. It's very hard when it starts to. Anyway, I don't want
See,
to get
it's a
graphic, but
routine.
I guess
You
yeah,
gotta get to it. No fried food, no
yeah,
sugary food, just not in an excessive amount.
yeah,
How you can have it. It's about balance, but every day you're gonna wake up with a big old zit on your face.
yeah. That's
When
true.
I
I
was
gotta think
when
about the goal. What? Yeah, it'll be worth it not to eat
yeah,
fries for good skin.
yeah. So that's my skincare. So that's my skincare routine. And then I actually do believe in going to doctors. I think that's like if there was a pyramid,
Mhm.
if there was like a pyramid, a visual pyramid, I would say the foundational stuff, making sure you're eating healthy. Then it would be the skincare products, your washes, your serums and stuff like that. Your SPF is like another tier. And then like the top tier, I would say would be like going to see a dermatologist because they have like the RX stuff. And then like at the top of the pyramid is like when you get your fillers and stuff like that, like those things help you look youthful. But you still, even if you do those things, you still need a routine to maintain it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Maintenance is
yeah,
what is it? An ounce of prevention is worth a. There's a saying. I don't know how it goes. It's
yeah.
worth it like a.
It's about prevention.
Yeah, yeah. It's about
It's
prevention.
about it's about prevention. Everything is about if you can prevent it, do it. And you definitely prevent aging uh with SPF. SPF alone will do it because when you go out into the sun every day, like that's gonna wrinkle your skin.
Do you use a
So,
specific like it is specifically for the face, or just a regular sunblock?
well, it's for your I use SPF. It's actually by Dr. Paul Wallace. It's called an Oasis SPF. So it's a moisturizer, it's a primer, and it's a sunblock. So it's like a 3-in-1.
Nice.
So I use that, and it's right now I don't have on any makeup. But if I were to but I do have the SPF on. So if I were to put on foundation and stuff, it will go on really smoothly and it'll look really flawless.
Nice.
So that's what I use. That and that came from a doctor. So it's just a really good product that I love. And I love it because it's really good on people with darker skin tones because when you buy an SPF, you always get that white layer. Like it's always like you look ashy afterwards.
Yeah.
You ever seen Black people at the beach with sunblock on? How like white they look. So that's what I really love, that SPF. So I'll share that with you.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would say that I haven't had any work done yet. I'm not opposed to it though.
You don't need any.
Thanks. Not now, but everyone is going to age.
Yeah, but we'll age gracefully. And also, I don't think we have to age the way we think. I don't think we have to age the way we think we have to age. Honestly, the more I'm learning about like manifestation and like how your thoughts manifest into reality, I notice people when they say like, "Oh, I'm old," or "I'm too old," or like, "Oh, I'm getting old." I'm like, stop saying that, because whenever people say that, you like call it into reality, and like, of course we'll age. Of course,
words. This is natural.
Yeah, we'll age in a natural way, but I don't think we have to age in the way we think. Like, oh, it's all wrinkly, and like that doesn't have to be that way.
We're not gonna look like the Crypt Keeper. I'll tell you that.
There's a lot. There's like graceful. There, like when I've seen some of those, like especially like older actresses or models, when you see and maybe they've had some work done. I don't know, but they. But you see, like, you can look graceful with your age. And like when I'm like 90, I don't want to look 20. That would be weird.
Look really good to me.
Who?
For age, J-Lo.
Yeah.
She looks fucking up.
See, that's a good. And she has a very strict fitness and diet, because I was a PA on American Idol and she was a judge. So she had a very strict diet, because I would sometimes pick up her food for her. And like she had a lot of things she couldn't eat, and things she like, so she just maintains a very strict. She doesn't drink alcohol. I don't even know if she drinks coffee, but I think maybe she does drink coffee. Yeah, not with sugar. It was like with just a bit of milk or something. Yeah. But
I think I've seen her do like a 10-day no sugar diet. I said, God bless her, because even I can't do that. Like, I need sugar.
Yeah, she would get like, if I remember correctly, it was like 10 years ago, but she would get stuff like with no salt or something, like just like really plain.
I'll like a crackhead if I don't have sugar. Like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, sugar. My mom was telling me something about sugar. She was saying and I don't know her source, so I don't
It's
want
like
people.
cocaine.
Yeah, she was saying there's like your cells start to develop like a taste for it. So when you first stop eating sugar, you're gonna crave it.
Yeah.
But if you can stay off of it, then the new cells will grow, and then the new ones will adapt. So you just gotta stay off of it for long enough to like. I'll do it with you because I love sugar. I'm like I haven't been able to break my my love.
I don't eat white sugar. I eat brown sugar.
But what about like sweets and desserts?
And
Like
Coke.
can't like chocolate or
Okay, so I do have
it's in it, right?
it is in it. That's not something that you can just take out. Like,
you can't control it, yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see myself without sugar.
I try to eat like if I get because I love chocolate. That's probably like my favorite dessert. Like at the grocery store, I usually will buy a chocolate bar, but I'll get like the dark chocolate.
Yeah.
It's still sweet. I've tried the ones that with no sugar. It's just bitter. It's just, but
yeah,
with just a little sugar, like they'll be like 80% cacao or something.
Yeah.
So those are a little healthier, but there's still sugar in it.
It's still sugar. It's still sugar. You might as well eat the brownie.
Man, whenever there's like that was part of why I think being vegan helped me though, because I just didn't choose unless they had vegan desserts like at Crafty on set and stuff.
See, that's where the balance comes.
Yeah. But now if there's like a cookie, I'm like, sure, I'll have a cookie. Or 2 or 3.
I'm gonna be Cookie Monster now. Like
I can't eat just one cookie. If I eat one, I'm eating like 3.
That's funny. Okay. I'm going to bring you some chocolate chip cookies. Which was your favorite?
Yeah, chocolate chip. I like chocolate chip.
That's funny.
I really like the vegan ones from Whole Foods, the Uncle Eddie's.
Uh-huh.
But they don't last a week for me when I buy the bag.
They last a day.
I'm eating them in the car on the way home. All right.
No, I can see it. When you really like something, you feel like, It's cute though when you like something.
Next time you're in traffic, if you see me with a bag of cookies,
right?
Just came from the grocery store.
That is funny. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we've covered most of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Do we want to mention any businesses that we were going to? I thought of something too when we're talking about
the prosperity market. Since we were talking about farmers market,
what's that?
I think it's prosperity market. They have several pop-ups. One of the owners, her name is Carmen, and she's really dope. It's a Black-owned farmers market on wheels. I believe it's the first one. So it's called Prosperity Market. That's what it's called.
Okay, we'll find a link. What is it? Certain cities? Is it LA or is it around?
Based in LA, but they have virtual pop-ups where you can buy things that are Black-owned or minority-owned products. And then they also have like various pop-ups in like farmers markets in the LA area, like Malibu or somewhere around Fairfax.
Nice. That's dope.
So
I'll have to check it out. And we'll put a link.
Yeah,
in the description.
We'll add a link. What's one of? Do you have one to share?
I was thinking of it's only just LA, but my trainer, their training collective. I really like them, and I think most of the trainers are Asian. And there's women, there's men and women, but my trainer's a woman, and I like that they just really support. Their whole thing is creating artist athletes. So they support like kind of entrepreneurs like us, and people who want to be performers. They really support artists that are coming out of LA. So I think they're really cool. I want to shout them out. They used to do some virtual stuff. I don't know if they're still doing that. Or there's like a virtual program you can sign up for that's separate from the in-person trainings. But yeah, they're really cool. They're about to open a facility too in LA. Yeah. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Definitely share that information. I would love to.
I'll put their info as well.
Yeah.
They're called Movement Society.
Movement Society. And mine is Prosperity Market. They have a virtual market too, so anyone can shop e-commerce.
Nice. Cool. Well, I think that wraps up this episode. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, everyone be blessed, be healthy and less stress, get some sleep.
Yes. And try that visualization. I tell you, it will change your life.
Yeah. I'm going to try that tonight. Yes. I'm going to visualize before I go to sleep and I'm going to get us $1 million.
Yes. Speak it into existence.
It's here.
We already have it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.